Hey there, folks. Today, we're diving into a topic that's both fascinating and a little chilling. You may have heard of the catastrophic disaster at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant back in 1986. What many don't know is that this tragedy has given rise to an unusual phenomenon: the monsters of Chernobyl. No, we're not talking about scary movie creatures. We're looking at the extraordinary effects on wildlife and the emergence of unique ecosystems in the exclusion zone. So grab a snack, sit back, and let's chat about what happens when nature goes on without us. To set the stage, let's rewind to April 26, 1986. The Chernobyl disaster was a massive nuclear accident that released a staggering amount of radioactive material into the environment. With radiation levels soaring, nearby towns had to be evacuated, and a 30-kilometer exclusion zone was established around the plant to keep people away from danger. Initially, the area became a ghost town, silent and abandoned, but something incredible began to happen over the years. While humans were kept at bay, nature slowly started reclaiming the land. In an ironic twist, the absence of people allowed wildlife populations to grow and adapt in ways we never anticipated. Now, let's talk about these monsters. You might be imagining giant radioactive beasts, but that's not quite it. Here, monsters refers to the unusual and oftentimes mutation-tinged wildlife that's found their way into the exclusion zone. It's a blend of science and folklore. Some local legends have emerged around these mutated creatures, adding a layer of intrigue. The stories may or may not match reality, but they highlight our natural fear and fascination with what we don't fully understand. So, are they actual monsters or just misunderstood? Let's explore. You won't believe the variety of wildlife that has flourished in Chernobyl. Here, in the shadow of a nuclear disaster, we find lonesome wolves, wandering deer, and even birds returning to the skies. They're not just surviving. Scientists have documented some fascinating adaptations. For instance, a surprising number of animals have displayed unexpected traits. Look at the wolves. They're living in packs now, something they struggled to do in more populated areas. And what about the plants? Many species are growing larger and more robust, seemingly thriving on the absence of human interference. It's like nature's own way of putting up a "help wanted, wildlife only" sign. These creatures have adapted to their environment, showing resilience in the face of adversity. The ecological impact of Chernobyl is a mix of positive adaptability and complex challenges. Despite the lingering radiation, researchers have found increases in biodiversity. You might think radiation would lead to fewer animals, but studies have shown some species experiencing unexplained population booms. It's as if the exclusion zone became a strange conservation area, allowing nature to flourish in unexpected ways. However, it's important to note that not everything is perfect. Some animals have been observed with mutations, but surprisingly, most remain healthy and resilient. On top of that, studies also suggest that the radiation might have affected how these animals reproduce. The old rules of nature seem to have shifted, creating a unique and evolving ecosystem. Crazy, right? Now, let's take a step back and look at this from our perspective. The idea of mutated wildlife can spark a lot of fear and anxiety. Scientists who study the Chernobyl area often share their experiences of encountering these so-called monsters. Many are excited by the discoveries, but there's also a real apprehension surrounding these strange creatures. It raises questions about how radiation affects life, and we can't help but wonder if we're seeing indiscriminate mutations or nature's fight for survival. The stories and visuals can be both mesmerizing and alarming. After all, how many of us would want to encounter a Chernobyl monster while exploring? So, what have we learned about the monsters of Chernobyl? The remnants of a terrible disaster have led to an intriguing rebirth of nature. The resilience of wildlife in this area is nothing short of remarkable. It serves as a stark reminder of nature's ability to adapt and thrive, even when faced with drastic changes. While we might imagine the exclusion zone as a site of doom, it's become more like a sanctuary for wildlife. Let's take a moment to appreciate the delicate balance of life and how we can protect our ecosystems. Because even in darkness, life finds a way to shine. Thanks for joining me on this wild journey into Chernobyl. What do you think about the monsters of Chernobyl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you love this video, Give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more fascinating content about nature and history. See you next time.